Okay, guys, today in your comprehension workbook, you're going to need your workbook, you're going to need crayons from your pencil box, and you're going to need your highlighter that is used for highlighting, not for coloring, not for writing, only highlighting, and you're going to need your pencil. Okay, you need those three things. On the first page, we're working on classifying again, which is what we were working on the other day, but it's putting things into groups that make sense and putting them together. The directions for this page says, color the things that keep you warm. Now you can handle that, huh? I don't think you need my help. There's some silly things here though. Is a book going to keep you warm? Is an apple going to keep you warm? No. That looks like a really fabulous, delicious cookie. Is that delicious, fabulous cookie going to keep you warm? So you're only going to color the things that would keep you warm, and you can color them any color you want. Okay, I'm going to let you do that on your own because it's just a piece of cake easiness. Next page, though, we do need to do together. And I know my computer is buzzing. I do not know why, so I apologize. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Now on this page, it's working on a comprehension skill. So we're going to be working on comprehension, remember, which is just a fancy way of saying understanding what you read. And this is about raking leaves. That's the title. So I know it's going to have something to do with raking leaves. We're always going to read the directions. Read about raking leaves. Okay, that's direction number 1. Then answer the questions. Okay, we can do that. You know what is a tip? I'm going to give you a little secret. When you have something to read like this and you know you're going to have to answer questions about it, it's always good, I think, to go and read the questions first. So we're going to do that. Now give us kind of an idea of what you're going to be reading about. What color are leaves when they die? Oh, so that's something we'll be learning about in the text. Remember, when we talk about the text, we're talking about this. This question, what happens when they die? Wow. And this one, what do we do when leaves fall? So now we're going to go back and read and maybe kind of be looking for these things as we're reading. I like to rake leaves. Do you? Leaves die each year. They get brown and dry. They fall from the trees. Then we rake them up. So we know that there were questions about dying and the color. We already had kind of a preview about that. What color are leaves when they die? So I'm going to find in the text where it talks about the color of leaves when they die. And I remember here it says leaves die each year. And this one says they get brown and dry. So that must be the color that they turn when they die. So I'm going to highlight that with my highlighter. So why don't you go ahead and do that too. So those words stand out. So that's going to make it very easy for me to write it down on the line. I just look for the yellow words. It says what color are leaves when they die? And then here it says they get brown and dry. So they get brown. So I'm going to write the word brown. And I can look right in the text right up above to see how to spell it instead of trying to figure it out in my own head or guess. Since I highlighted it right there, I can just look there for the exact letters. B-R-O-W-N. Okay, next question. What happens when they die? So now we're going to go back to the text to find the answer. You don't have to try and remember. Since the text is there, that means the words, you just go back. You can read it as many times as you need to. And sometimes I read it many times. Okay, so it says, what happens when they die? They fall from the trees. Well, there's that part. So I'm going to answer that with my pencil, but first I'm going to highlight it. They fall from the trees. Now they gave us lots of room to write that sentence, so we're going to write the whole thing. So if you highlight it, you can easily see. I'm going to copy one word at a time and make sure I put a space between each word. Okay? Good, I'm in my pajamas. Okay, they, capital T because it's the beginning of a sentence. They, finger space, fall from, am I going too fast? I'll slow down a little bit. They fall from I'm going to look back up here and make sure I'm getting it right. The and trees. Period. And then it's always a good idea to read it back to yourself what you wrote to make sure it makes sense. And sometimes you might need a little help because these words are hard. They fall from the trees. So that answers the question about what happens when they die. Then it asks, what do we do when the leaves fall? And that last sentence says, then we rake them up. So I'm going to highlight that next because that's what I am going to write. We rake them up. But because I'm going to make it a sentence, I'm going to make the W a capital, beginning of a sentence. We, finger space, rake, finger space, them. I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. We rake them up. I'll leave that there so you can write that down. We rake them up. So you answered all the questions about the leaves and what we do with them using this text. Sometimes it's hard not to use what we know in our mind to answer, but really what we're looking for when you're answering questions like this is what answers can you find up in here, not in your brain? What are you going to find from what you've read in the text? That's what's important. Okay, hopefully you've had enough time to copy that down so that we all are doing it together. So there's no need to turn anything in. You're just leaving this in the book so that we can do the next pages tomorrow. I hope it goes well for you today, and I will see you soon. See you guys.